Hello everyone and welcome to Nancy Drew's Secret of the Old Clock. So this is one of the games that I watched my sister play. I don't remember much, but I do remember that I correctly guessed who the culprit was back then. I don't remember what any of the characters look like, but there's a chance that I may recognize who the culprit is, so if I do, I'll be switching the title to semi-blind, I guess. But I'll let you know if I do recognize them. So, let's just start a new game then.
Welcome to my latest case, The Secret of the Old Clock. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, click on Tutorials.
Junior, please.
The year, 1930. The place, the road to Titusville, where we find Nancy Drew behind the wheel of her blue roadster, pondering this question. Why did Emily Crandall, a girl whom Nancy knows only through their mutual friend Helen Corning, ask Nancy to drive all the way out to the Lilac Inn to see her? Does it have something to do with the fact that Emily's mother died barely a month earlier, leaving Emily to run the restaurant with only her guardian to help her? And more important, why, when she called, did Emily sound so desperate? The spunky teenager turns off the main road, blissfully unaware that Emily isn't all that awaits her at the end of the driveway. No, Nancy Drew is about to get her first taste of the mystery, intrigue, and adventure that are to become her destiny.
Interesting. Oh, and apparently this game is not canon to the rest of the series. It actually takes place in a different time period. I want to say it's like the 1920s, 30s, somewhere around there. Anyway, I guess let's go see our friend. Or the person we know through our... There's a cat!
Drop a nickel into the slot, please.
I don't think I have a nickel. Oh, I have $3.50 actually. I'm rich. Oh, I actually have to manage the use of the car. Cool. Phone numbers. Oh, Bess and George exist in this timeline. Lovely.
Check.
Yeah, we need to go talk to Emily, but what do we have in our inventory? We have a map. Okay, well there's the gas station. It's located pretty centrally. That's good. Oh, it's pretty far from the inn, to be honest. That's okay. There's a library, a bank, telegrams, jewelry, courthouse, railroad, a resort, home for children, nursery, general store. Now that's like a plant nursery, right? That's what I'm assuming. Hello?
Well, hello. I'll bet my bloomers you're Nancy Drew.
I like your hair.
That's right. Are you Emily's guardian?
You got it. I'm Jane Willoughby. I'm Emily's guardian, but only for the next 3 months until she turns 18. Then she's on her own.
It smells like someone's been baking pies.
Pies are the Lilac Inn specialty. We get orders from all over. Oh, that reminds me, your father called. You're supposed to call him. You can use the coin phone on the porch. Emily didn't say anything about you coming until just this morning.
Is it okay that I'm here?
Don't get me wrong, she can invite anybody here she wants. It's just that she's gotten so darn forgetful lately.
Huh.
Is she all right?
Well, now that's hard to say. She misses her mom, that's for sure. So do I. Gloria and me, we were best friends, you know? The two of us ran this swell little dress shop over in Capital City. But then she got hitched and I didn't. And the next thing I know, she's writing me saying it would sure take a load off her mind if I could take care of her little girl should something ever happen to her.
Emily's father...
Died in the war. Cantigny, I think. Anyway, I couldn't say no. I mean, what are best friends for? I just wish I knew how to help Emily.
Help her do what?
She's been acting so... Look, go talk to her. She probably just needs to spend some time with a bear cat like you instead of some dumb Dora like me. Go on up, she's in her room. Just make like a Boy Scout and be prepared.
Alright. So which is her room? There's a bunch of rooms up here. This is probably not her room. Should I go ahead and start looking at everything? Snoop around? Because that's what I'm good at. Got a nice gramophone right there. Oh, here you. This is your room. I'm sorry.
Nancy, hi. Welcome to the Lilac Inn. Oh, and before I forget, thank you for that nice note you sent me when Mom died. It meant a lot to me.
Oh yeah, I noticed this in like the opening scene, but she looks very thin. Like, to an unhealthy level.
Well, I lost my mom too, years ago. I kind of know how you feel.
You and I may not be best friends or anything, but you're still one of the nicest people I know.
That's a bit rude, Nancy.
Well, thank you.
That's why I'm hoping you'll do me a favor. A big favor. You and your dad.
What kind of favor?
Shh!
What's wrong?
I thought I heard something. Your father has a safe, right?
Ah, she's really paranoid about something. Okay, 1930. Thank you for the date, Nancy.
You need to put something in a safe?
See this jewelry? I'd like you to take it home with you and put it in your father's safe.
It's beautiful.
It was my mother's. The few times I saw her wear it, she looked just like a movie star. I was hiding it here in my room, but all things considered, I'd feel a lot better if you would just take it home and have your father lock it up in his safe.
What do you mean, all things considered?
Strange things have been going on around here. That's all I can say. I know it sounds loony, and Jane probably told you that I've been acting loony, but please do this for me.
Oh.
What was that?
Emily, come downstairs, quick! The kitchen's on fire!
Come on, we better get out of here.
Holy crap. That's a way to start a game.
This is horrible, just horrible. The fire chief says the stove was completely destroyed and there's smoke damage everywhere. The inn'll have to shut down for months, maybe even for good.
I gotta say, they're using more, animation in the little cutscenes, and I like that. But man, that was dramatic. At least the whole place didn't burn down.
Does he know what caused the explosion?
It looked to him like one of the burners on the stove had been left on. The flame either went out or was never lit, but anyway, something made a spark, and boom. He said insurance companies are very reluctant to pay out when things look hinky, and that's when times are good.
Okay, so the room was basically filled with gas and then it exploded, so yeah.
Who was in the kitchen this morning?
Emily was the last person to use the stove. Like I said, she's been real forgetful lately. I think she's pretty upset, but it's not her fault. What with her mom passing away barely a month ago, and me showing up, this total stranger who doesn't know the first thing about kids or running a restaurant, and her trying to do everything all by herself. It's just too much, that's all. Who wouldn't go a little off their nut? I better get that. The line to the regular phone got burned up in the fire, so now the only phone we got is the coin phone on the porch. Excuse me.
Wow,
Oh,
okay.
no!
Emily?
Jeez. So much is happening already. We lost the jewelry, didn't we? We didn't take it with us.
My mother's jewelry! It's gone! Someone must have stolen it while we were all downstairs. I knew something like this was going to happen. I just knew it.
But who else is here? Is someone here besides the three of us? I mean, there has to be for the game to work, but...
You mean this sort of thing has happened before?
Yes. No. I'd rather not say, but I will say this. I did not leave the stove on. That fire was not my fault. Oh, what am I going to do? Without that jewelry, I don't have a prayer of paying for a new stove, and without a stove, I'll have to sell the inn, and if I lose the inn... I wish Mom were still here. I wish Josiah Crowley had left us the money like he always said he was going to. That's what I wish.
Who's Josiah Crowley?
He was this old man that lived next door. He died last year. He spent most of his time here at the inn, and he led my mom and me to believe that he'd left a lot of money for us in his will. He gave us a clock, and afterwards, he'd always point to it and get this little twinkle in his eye and say, "Time will tell." But when they finally found his will, he didn't leave us a penny.
Well, if this game's title is any indication, I'm pretty sure there's a secret in that old clock.
Was there a problem finding his will?
It didn't turn up for months. Then finally someone found it in a drawer in Josiah's house. Josiah was kind of a screwball. One time he showed up at my birthday party dressed as my great-aunt Harriet. I didn't know it was really him until 2 days later. Anyway, he had all these weird hobbies, and he always thought it would be really keen to read minds. Josiah invited Richard Topham to move in so Topham could help him develop his paranormal powers right there in his house. Josiah was a sweet old man, and I do miss him, and he was free to give his money to whomever he wanted. But to get our hopes up like that, and then leave us nothing, it just wasn't like him.
Where is Richard Topham now?
He still lives in Josiah's house, which is right down the path out back. His house and the inn were built at the same time by two brothers during the Civil War.
I'm guessing he's one of our suspects.
Was your mother's jewelry insured?
Gosh, I forgot about that. I don't know. Jim Archer, I bet he'd know. He's our banker. I guess I should go talk to him.
Ah, another person.
Not one of your favorite people, huh?
Oh no, Mr. Archer's very nice. I mean, for a stuffy old banker. I'm just so bad at business things. And Jane, my guardian, she tries hard, but she's no good at it either. Maybe you could go talk to him. Please? It would be such a big help.
Okay, I'm really bad with names, so let me go over things real quick. We got Emily right here. Her guardian is Jane Willoughby. The guy who... The other guy is, Richard Topham, and then we got Mr. Archer, the banker. And the old guy who died was Josiah, I think? Okay, I think I understand so far. But yes, I'll go talk to him.
Sure.
He runs the Main Street Bank. You can't miss it. I'll call him and tell him you're coming.
How many people knew you kept your mother's jewelry in here?
No one. Well, Jane, my guardian, she knew, but I didn't tell anyone else.
Yeah, Jane's definitely a suspect, too.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Don't forget to call your father. Hi, Nancy.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Don't forget to call your father.
She is cute, though. Okay, you got anything in here I can look at? That was a crazy start to the game. It certainly set everything up, though.
Is this your sewing machine?
Actually, that belonged to my mom. She and Jane used to be dressmakers. Mom was going to teach me how to use it, but she never got the chance.
The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Gloria, read this and pretty soon this fella will be your favorite poet too. Your pal Josiah. And Gloria was Emily's mom. Okay, that's 27. Myself when young did eagerly frequent doctor and gate and hear great argument about it and about, but evermore came out by the same door where I went. That's confusing. Within the seed of wisdom did I sow, and with mine own hand wrought to make it grow. And this was all the harvest that I reaped. I came like water, and like wind I go. When you and I behind the veil are past, oh, but the long, long while the world shall last. Which of our coming and departure heeds us the sea's self should heed a pebble cast? I can't read half the font is difficult for me. A moment's halt, a momentary haste, of being from the well amid the waste. And lo, the phantom caravan has reached the nothing it set out from, oh make haste. How many of these are there? Okay, looks like we're on the last one. Oh, threats of hell and hopes of paradise. One thing at last is certain, this life flies. One thing is certain and the rest is lies. The flower that once has blown forever dies. Strange is it not that of the myriads who before us passed the door of darkness through, not one returns to tell us of the road, which to discover we must travel to. So lots of poems about death, it seems. I'm not really a poetry kind of person. Oh, sorry. Put that back. Alright, let's go downstairs. We got some things to do. First of all, what's in these other rooms? Oh, I can't even go in there. Okay, well that makes things easier. Let's talk to Jane first.
So, is Emily all right?
Someone stole her mother's jewelry.
What?
Did you happen to see anyone go upstairs during all the commotion that the fire caused?
No. You mean someone stole it while everybody was rushing around trying to put out the fire? Hypers! If you can't trust a fireman, who can you trust?
Are you sure no one besides you and Emily was in the kitchen this morning?
Positive. Well, I suppose someone could have snuck in the back door. Are you saying someone caused that fire on purpose? To distract us?
It's certainly a possibility.
It's possible, don't you think?
But I'm the only one who knew she had that jewelry. Well, it's not quite true. When Gloria was alive, she could have told people about it, or people may have seen her wearing it. And when she died, they knew the jewelry had to be around here somewhere, right?
Does anyone in particular come to mind?
Sorry. It's been hard enough getting to know Emily, let alone anyone else in this backwater burg. Well, guess better go call the sheriff.
So theoretically, the thief could be anyone.
Is that your car I saw when I drove up the driveway?
My old rust bucket's parked out back where nobody'll see it. Be nice to buy something decent, but last time I checked, my last name was Willoughby, not Rockefeller.
So somebody else parked their car here, so there was possibly another person here when the fire happened.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You betcha.
Can I go over here? No, I guess not. Okay, so I think there's only the two areas in this house. Oh, nope, I can go over here. Aha. Is this the old clock? That's a puzzle.
Looks like I need to get the bird from one side to the other.
Well, it's not the first time I've done this kind of puzzle. Like, that's so easy, come on.
Wonder what this mirror's doing in here.
It's reflecting things, Nancy. That's mine now, haha. Maybe this isn't the old clock, maybe this is a different clock. Oh no, I don't need to do that again, thank you. Actually, I think that's the clock right there. President Roosevelt and John Mule. Clever Hans. I'm just gonna read this real quick. I'm pretty sure that's a true story. I think I've heard that before. Hobo sign language becoming widespread. Ninth planet discovered, named Pluto. Poor Pluto, it's been demoted since then. Oh, and here's the, oh, I can actually look at that, so that means I'm gonna need to know it. Huge meteor crash lands in Arkansas. New York Supreme Court justice vanishes. Main Street 5 and 10 forced to close up shop. It is April 27th, or at least a couple days ago it was. I don't know if this is today's paper. Radio scene is one of the biggest branches of the show business. President Hoover, economic recovery is imminent. Yep, we're gonna need to know this at some point. Oh, that's what the cat symbol was. A kind woman lives here. Interesting. Cool. I'll have to remember that that's there. Please tell me this isn't another, like, automatic puppet thing. It's not good. Bard Bounce, a game based on A Midsummer's Night Dream, a play by William Shakespeare. Do Shakespeare proud by using the arrows to move each man to the woman with whom he belongs. Remember, love is never easy. Whenever you move someone, he will keep going until he hits an obstacle, another character, or the end of the row. So plan ahead. Okay, so this is like sliding ice puzzles, kind of. I'm going to refrain from playing that because I don't know if we can replenish our money. And I would rather not waste any at the moment. I'm sure there's some, like, simple task we can do somewhere to get more money.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His number is KL57187.
Hang on a minute.
Carson Drew speaking.
Hi, Dad.
Well, I see you got to Titusville okay.
I think this is the first time we've ever heard Nancy's dad speak.
The car ran like a top.
It ought to. That's a fine car. You treat it well, it'll treat you well.
I was told that you wanted me to call?
I need to get some documents from a colleague over there. I thought since you were in the area, you could pick them up. Save him paying postage.
Sure. What's the address?
He said he'd just leave them for you at the telegraph office. Just drive into town and look for Tubby Telegrams. He said you can't miss it.
Will do.
These papers are extremely important, Nancy.
I will pick them up, Dad.
Good. Remember, watch your gas gauge and get gas when you're low so you don't run out. And try to avoid potholes. The more you hit, the likely it is you'll wind up with a flat.
Yes, Dad.
And if you do get a flat, take it off and put on your spare, and then head straight to a gas station and get it fixed.
Yes, Dad.
All right, lecture over. Have you found out why Miss Crandall asked you to visit?
She wanted me to have you lock her mother's jewelry up in your safe. Only someone stole it before I could take it with me.
Stole it? Good gosh.
That was right after the stove in the kitchen exploded.
The stove exploded? Sounds to me like you'd be well advised to cut your visit there short.
No, I want to find out what's going on. I have to find out what's going on.
You have to?
Well, yeah, you know. Emily just lost her mom, and she's worried about losing the inn, and her guardian's all wet when it comes to helping out, and...
And the truth is, you are so curious that you feel like you'll absolutely burst if you don't find out why all these weird things have been happening, right?
Yes.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. You're a chip off the old block, I'm afraid. Well, as long as you're like me in one other way, you should be fine.
What way is that? Smart?
Careful.
Interesting.
If somebody says they're going to leave you something in their will and then doesn't, is there anything you can do about it?
Not a thing. Whatever's in writing is the only thing that counts, unless, of course, the will was tampered with or forged, and you can prove it. If not, you're out of luck. Why do you ask?
Emily's neighbor, Josiah Crowley, told her and her mom that they were going to inherit part of his estate. But when he died, his will left everything to this ESP expert named Richard Topham.
That's too bad, but this Crowley fellow was free to leave whatever he wanted to whomever he wanted, I'm afraid. People do change their minds, you know.
That does bring up a good theory that the will was possibly tampered with. Especially since it went to this one guy that... I don't know how well Josiah actually knew him.
I met Emily's guardian, Jane. What does a guardian do, anyway?
A guardian is pretty much a surrogate parent. Jane is legally responsible for Emily's physical and financial well-being.
Jane doesn't strike me as being the parental type. In fact, I get the impression she's in way over her head.
Fortunately for her, it's not forever. Most guardianships end when the ward turns 18. And then both Jane and Emily will be free to do whatever they please.
If Emily sells the inn, will Jane get part of the profits?
If she's Emily's guardian at the time of the sale, yes. Are you suggesting that Jane's primary motivation is greed? Good grief, where did you get such a suspicious mind?
I think it was from the person who has always told me that the best way to solve a problem is to look at all the possibilities. Dad.
I did say that, didn't I?
I'm suspicious because I've played enough of these games already. And I've learned from the last game not to rule out anyone as a suspect.
Goodbye, Dad.
Take care.
Okay. An article about a horse named Hans. Well, this is apparently... Oh, okay, trivia questions. Apparently that's important. Pick up something at Tubby Telegrams. Oh, that was the clock. Okay. The real will might be somewhere in the house. Okay, I'll have to go look at that house later. Main Street Bank, talk to Jim Archer. Alright, we talked to Emily.
With that.
Oh, I can walk to Josiah's house. Where's that? Also, what's up with this curtain right here? Oh, there's pies! The pies aren't in the right order. And I have obsessive compulsive disorder, so I have to fix this. But the sizes aren't the same. Oh, that's gonna bother me. I can at least get them all in the right slots, though. I feel better. Okay, that looks good to me. I'm happy now. I'm sure there's like a certain order I'm supposed to arrange them in. Alright, I'm guessing the Josiah's old house is this way. Either that or I'm about to get lost in the woods and die. Oh, wait.
Got it. Looks like someone recently had a key appraised.
Huh. Interesting. And that was about a month and a half ago. One metal key. Oh, this doesn't look very safe. Nancy, please watch your step. Oh, what's this way? Hold on.
Oh, a miniature golf course. Swell.
That's odd.
Can't hit the links without a scorecard.
What? Okay, I think I get it. Alright, well, let's see if there's any yellows, I guess. There's one yellow in the correct spot. Something's in the correct spot and something is the right color in the wrong spot. And the same here, so there's no greens. Okay. No blues either. And neither of these are correct. Nothing is right here. Okay. So it might be... There is one orange, though. Haha!
Interesting.
These are numbers. Okay, I just looked at the highlight things and I immediately knew. So I'm not even going to read the poem itself, but 1, 2, 4, 2, 8, 2, 7. So I need to write this down. Alright, got that. Cool. To start over at any time, take a new scorecard. Don't forget to dump your old one first. Return your putter and ball when finished. Okay, that also costs money. I don't want to spend money yet. Can I... I may have just spent some money, actually. Oh no, I spent that money on the phone call earlier. Can I just walk off with the, equipment? Well, nothing is stopping me, so... Oh, hello. An old shed? Barn? Something like that. RHPN. Well, I have no clue what the answer to this is yet. We'll come back later. Let's check out this old house, see if... The Topham School for the Study and Development of Paranormal Powers. Oh, you just left your door unlocked. Okay.
Over here, Miss Drew.
Oh.
Find the toy mouse and give it to Yuri, would you please? Otherwise, he'll just keep meowing. He hates strangers.
You mysteriously knew my name. That does lend some credit to the thought of you being psychic. Also, Yuri, hello. Where are you? Is that you? Oh, you're chunky. Hello, friend. I love cats. Hi. Let's be best friends, okay?
How nice of you to drop by. And thank you for walking instead of parking in the driveway. I'm expecting a pupil. I'd hate for her to have to park on the road.
Mr. Topham?
Richard Topham at your service.
What were you doing just now?
I was in the process of trying to make these spoons move by using nothing but my own psychic energy. Have you ever focused sunlight through a magnifying glass until it was a minute yet searing point of light, Miss Drew?
Yeah, I guess.
You see, that's what I do with my cerebral emanations, my thoughts. I focus them until they're a beam of pure energy which ultimately disrupts and transforms the molecular force field surrounding the target object.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry.
And you can actually make objects move?
Yes. Well, on occasion. As I tell my students, increasing one's rate of success is simply a matter of practice.
Do you have a lot of students?
Oh, indeed. I take them through exercises designed to help them increase their output of phantasmic energy. If you want to sign up for an introductory session, I believe I have an opening today.
No, thank you.
What I'd really like to do is talk about Josiah Crowley.
Oh. I'm afraid I'm busy, young lady, far too busy to engage in idle conversation.
I think you're just avoiding the subject.
When would be a good time for me to come back?
I'll be blunt, Miss Drew. I've discovered that the more time I spend with the, shall we say, intellectually unendowed, the more my cerebral pulsations seem to diminish. I'm afraid I cannot speak to you further unless and until you prove that you are worthy. That is, that your brainwaves are not unacceptably inferior and thus deleterious to mine.
Okay, I don't like him. He just called us stupid.
How would I do that?
What I have here is an exercise in logic. If you can discern the correct solution, then I'll know that conversing with you will do me no psychic harm. You may take it with you. Good luck and good day.
Does it just say the word wet over and over? I love the cat sounds in the background. They make me happy. Oh, I know what these are. My teacher one of my teachers in middle school made us do one of these like every day. I don't remember what they're called, but...
Am I smart or what?
Doll up. Double cross.
I'm getting there.
Dry up.
That looks right.
Big cheese.
Am I smart or what?
I'm not sure what the first one is, though. All wet?
That looks right.
Oh, really? That was it?
Am I to assume that you have the correct solution to that logic problem?
I think I do.
Let's have a look. Why, you appear to have indeed found the solution. Well, since you've proved yourself to be intellectually above average, which means talking to you should do me no harm, what would you like to talk about?
If that's how you determine somebody's intellectually above average, then I have a class full of middle schoolers that are smart as you, so...
Just what does the word paranormal mean, anyway?
The paranormal includes telepathy or communicating by sending and receiving thoughts, extrasensory perception or perceiving that which cannot physically be seen or heard, and psychokinesis, using one's psychic energy to reshape or move objects.
When and how did you meet Josiah Crowley?
Last summer, while on my way to the university for a conference, I stopped for a bite at the Lilac Inn. Since it was crowded and I was in a hurry, I agreed to share a table with an elderly gentleman who, like me, was by himself. As soon as I told Mr. Crowley who I was and what I did, well, he insisted that I give him a training session that very afternoon, and was so thrilled with his progress that he demanded I stay and teach him everything I knew.
He was a good student?
The best. He had his annoying little habits, but his desire to realize his psychic potential was unparalleled.
I don't know if you're telling the truth.
Were you surprised when you found out that Josiah had left you everything?
Delighted? Yes. Surprised? Not really. Josiah was all alone, you see, surrounded by people like the Crandalls and that banker, Jim Archer, people who were nice to him only because they knew he had money.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Go right ahead. The place is more like a museum than a house. Josiah was a man of many, many interests. I'll be right here if you have any questions.
It just occurred to me that the code for that barn might be Hans, like the horse. I'll have to try that later.
Now what?
What's in the carriage house that's out back? Do you know?
That was Josiah's workshop. I assume it contains even more detritus.
Did you hear about the explosion and fire at the Lilac Inn this morning?
I heard the explosion and fire. Ruined my 9 o'clock session.
So do you have an alibi?
So you were with a customer when it happened?
Pupil. I was with a pupil. I run a school, not a vegetable stand, and yes, I was. until I dismissed her 20 minutes early. All the ruckus made concentration impossible.
How well do you get along with Emily and her guardian, Jane?
Very well, as far as I'm concerned. But as far as they're concerned, well, the fact that Josiah left everything to me made some people around here, including Emily and now this Jane Willoughby, very bitter. It hurts me, of course, but it's human nature, I suppose.
It was nice talking to you.
The feeling is almost mutual.
I don't like him. Nope. I love your cat, though. Yeah, meow.
Was this Josiah's clock?
Everything in here was Josiah's.
He liked clocks. There's mice. Oh, it's a matching game. Hold on. Okay, light bulb and needle? Carrot? I don't know what that is. I win. Did that... Oh. Another mirror, huh. I saw that one had like dice around the edges. Interesting. Well, it seems like Josiah hid a bunch of mirrors in his clocks for some reasons. Reason? Maybe more than one reason, I don't know. An upside-down parrot. Classy. Let's bang the gong. Yeah. Oh, we had a music class in elementary school that had a bunch of, like, unusual instruments, and these were one of them. They didn't sound like that, though. But, like, half the room was filled with xylophones and other xylophone-type instruments. And those are my favorites to play.
The man on stage in this picture, is that Josiah?
Yes, that's from a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that he directed and starred in. It closed after 2 nights, but he didn't care. He loved that play.
At first glance, I thought that P was an F. So, he was a performer. Well, briefly. That's the 3rd reference to A Midsummer's Night Dream we've seen. There was the game in the inn. I saw that Richard over here has a book, A Midsummer's Night Dream.
Now what?
Right up there.
It was nice talking to you.
I knew you were going to say that. A little psychic humor.
Please stop talking. So that's probably significant. Are we not going to discuss the upside-down parrot? Putting physics to work in the modern world. Sir William Crookes. Interesting. Elephant! Oh.
As you'll soon realize, Josiah's mental faculties were starting to go, I'm afraid. He tended to ramble. Very little of what he wrote in there makes sense.
Well, the fact that you said that means it's all going to be very important.
What are you when you win barred bounce? What poet is the cat's meow? What will Para, my miniature golf course, get you? What's Gloria's middle name?
Well, this is how I get into the carriage house then. I should probably write these questions down. One moment, please. Alright. Now, we did see that book of poetry earlier, so I think I need to look at that again.
Becoder is in the rivet. 2 to the right.
Took Topham some intelligence test. Oh, this is the hint for... Yeah. CC whereabouts. Room off tunnel by the scrambled picture. To open the big TikTok on top. Give Flute, Thisbe, and Haramas their cues. Bottom's cue is in the note to Gloria.
Bottom's cue is in note to Gloria.
Poem on the golf course sounds like numbers to me. The Sheldon Rousseau carousel. Oh, hey! He wants to buy a carousel horse. Oh yeah, I saw some of these when I was little. Like, you get like a little paper disc or whatever, you put something on each side and then you spin it really fast by like twirling the strings and then the pictures sort of overlap. They're pretty cool.
It looks like Josiah lent a trivet to someone, but I can't make out to whom.
Your party at Twin Elms. Can we take that with us? No, I guess not. Well, this is our book of clues for the game, it looks like. I'm sure that applies to many different puzzles. Now, what is this slightly disturbing thing? Ah! That scared me. I'm going to leave now. Goodbye.
Please don't go in there. Please don't go in there.
Fine, be that way. Oh, did he actually buy the carousel horse?
What do you do with these?
I put them on the windshields of cars parked in the area. Great advertising.
Ever put them on cars at the Lilac Inn?
All the time. I've gotten quite a few pupils that way. I'm afraid that fire today was as unfortunate for me as it was for Miss Crandall.
Oh, it's one of these things. Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of old-timey little toys and stuff that I remember. Not that I remember them from my own childhood necessarily, just... Wait, can I just take like 40 of these? Oh, no, I'm not taking them, I'm just looking at them. But at one time we went to visit this like, historical house in town. And they had like a gift shop on the top floor where they sold a bunch of like handmade old-fashioned toys and stuff. That was pretty cool. Anyway, I'm just gonna head back to the inn real quick. And I think I'll go ahead and stop here for now. So, we're off to an interesting start. Emily is kind of sad after her mom died, naturally. She's being a bit forgetful, according to her guardian Jane. The stove exploded suddenly for unknown reasons. It seems like somebody left it turned on, but Emily says she didn't do it, and I believe her. And while that was going on, somebody stole Emily's mother's jewels. So that's our main mystery, I suppose. Figure out who stole the jewels. And we've got a couple suspects already. There's Jane herself, of course. There's Richard Topham, who I do not like. I don't. And there's Mr. Archer, who we haven't met yet, but we'll probably see him soon. So, next time, I guess I'll be heading into town. Gotta pick up the files from the, I forget what place it was, Tubby's something. Telegrams? Sure. And we gotta talk to Mr. Archer at the bank. So, thanks for watching, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!